Abby Zwerner is suing for $40 million, accusing the vice principal of the school, Ebony Parker, of gross negligence. Parker allegedly did nothing after 4 teachers warned her that the boy had a gun. In her lawsuit, Zwerner says the boy had a long and deeply troubling disciplinary record, even though he was just 6. He was previously suspended from school for choking a teacher. Zwerner says the boy routinely cursed at school staff and threatened fellow students. The shooting clearly took things to a whole nother level. Zwerner was hospitalized for 2 weeks after undergoing 6 surgeries to repair bullet wounds to her hand and her chest. A doctor testified earlier in the trial that a bullet still remains in her chest because it's too dangerous to remove it. So, why did the vice principal do nothing when she was warned that a student had a gun? And is it her fault that the student then shot his teacher? Joining us now is former homicide prosecutor Matt Murphy. Matt, great to have you on. 2 teachers, a guidance counselor, and a reading specialist all went to Ebony Parker's office that day and warned her this 6-year-old boy has a gun. She did nothing. How are her lawyers defending that?
Not very well, I would say. That testimony is just gut-wrenching when you see that. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if she's going to get 40 million, but she's going to get something close to it. The amount of negligence that went into this, Elizabeth, is so shocking. That testimony is real. I'll tell you what, I mean, a 9mm into a lung. I mean, I guess it makes sense since I was a homicide prosecutor. People usually don't survive those, and they had to leave the bullet in there because it's so close to vital blood vessels and things like that. Yeah, there's a concept known as, I'm going to make your attorney viewers have a little PTSD here. There's a concept known as res ipsa loquitur. It's a Latin term that we all get beaten on in law school that basically means this for that. In other words, there's a legal concept that certain things, if they occur, there must be negligence somewhere down the line. The quintessential case is a piano falls on somebody as they're walking down the street. That cannot happen unless there are a series of gross negligence along the way. This is one of those cases. And Ebony Parker, I don't know what these lawyers are thinking. I don't know why they didn't settle this case beforehand. I watched the opening statements with interest, and they are going to lose this lawsuit. They're going to lose it badly. And Elizabeth, in my view, they deserve to lose it.
She says she was busy with standardized testing. I can't, that's more important than a troubled 6-year-old boy with a gun? And by the way,
that's one of, yep.
You know, it's not just the civil suit. A grand jury has also indicted Parker criminally on felony charges after finding her response that day, quote, shocking.
Well, you and I was on your show for a case about a year ago regarding a kid named Ethan Crumbly. You remember this? In Ohio, he went in. He was an older kid, but his parents bought him a gun, and a teacher saw really disturbing drawings. They brought the parents in. Nothing to see here. They left. They refused to take him home, and he shot, I think it was 4 kids and killed them. This reminds me of that case. And look, there are the most ardent Second Amendment proponents that I know were completely fine with the prosecution of those parents.
Right.
As a former prosecutor, I'll tell you what, I would have pulled the trigger on them, pardon the pun. But this is one of those, the mom got prosecuted, she was sent to prison, and this Ebony Parker, this is criminal negligence, a flat out, and she's probably going to do time, and I hate to say it, but she deserves it. I mean, it is outrageous the way she absolutely blew off all of these teachers and all these people. You got a right to go and teach a class without a kid shooting you in the lung. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. It's shocking. I can't fathom doing nothing if I had 4 people come in and say, that little kid's got a gun. We'll have you back and talk about why children who are clearly so disturbed are still allowed in schools like this. Matt Murphy, great as always to have you on the show.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.